100 naira ko. Estambase ko.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to another exciting edition of the program Lagos This Morning. Today being the 22nd of March 2023, we'll be discussing about recent news updates in Lagos State and also across the Federation. I am Olajide Taufik Olamide, and I have with me here my most beautiful host.
Hello, good morning, viewers. You're welcome to Lagos This Morning. Of course, on this show, we bring you reports and news, particularly political news happening all around Nigeria.
All right, let's set the ball rolling by going straight to the top stories for the day. Top stories for today: Obi files petition challenging Tinubu'S victory, demands fresh election.
INEC will not bow to Oti's desperation for power. Chikam Nayo.
All right, moving on. Announced outcome of Abia governorship election. Group charges INEC.
It's my turn. Ojuzo Kanu declares for Senate president. Wow.
Yeah. Well, just like saying Emilokon in Yoruba language, I think it's towing the line of the president-elect.
Well, I don't know what to say.
All right. Tukormami arraigned for terrorism financing.
APC's Ikechi Emenike loses LG to Labour Party OT in Abia.
Yeah, PDP's Sim Fubara defeats Tonye Cole to win Rivers governorship election. And also on a lighter mode, Odumeje coming out saying, the prophet Odumeje coming out to say he will be leaving us soon. Well,
who is
nobody
the
knows.
He said his time is up.
The time is up.
His time is up on the earth.
On the surface of the earth. So he wants to live underground.
He will soon join his ancestors.
Oh, okay, that's good. All right, quickly let's take a look at the weather report for today around Nigeria, in major cities in the country. Let's take a look at the weather report. All right, moving on quickly on the programs. Let's take a look at the newspaper front pages today, this morning. Let's get a look at the headlines there and what they have for us. All right, with me right here in front of me is the Punch. Let's take a look at the Punch. Protest rocks Ogun, Abia, Nasarawa over poll results.
Okay, on the next one we have Atiku, Obi, two others ask Tribunal to nullify Tinubu'S victory.
The United States hails INEC, threatens visa ban on violence and intimidation.
Talking about that protest in Abia, Nasarawa State, honestly, why are they protesting? Because this was a clear victory from
Alex Oti.
Alex Oti. So I don't know why these are countries always like this. Someone will win and then you try to do another thing so that the whole thing will not be nullified. Well, it's up to them. That's the decision of the INEC to make, right? Yeah,
I actually saw a series of protests yesterday in Abia State. It shows that Alex Oti is more or less the people's choice.
Yeah.
And I think they are yet to declare the result, the
since
winner.
Saturday. This is already Wednesday.
And this is Wednesday already. So there's no way the electorate wouldn't be feeling as if the INEC is trying to play a kind of hanky-panky games with their vote or something.
You know, I actually saw a report whereby one of the INEC collection officer in Abia State, they said allegedly that is Alex Oti's sister.
Wow.
And she happens to be a professor.
Oh my goodness.
All right, moving on to the next one, we have Adebutu, Kanu APC candidate asks INEC to declare election inconclusive. In Kanu State, really? Wow. Nigeria, my country.
Interesting times.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, Labour Party group wants Abia, Enugu, logjam resolved. Osun or your tribunal gets 34 petitions.
Okay, I didn't interfere in polls. Result reflected Nigeria's choices, says Buhari.
Wow. Result reflected Nigeria's choices. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. The Nation. I have The Nation right here in front of me. President-elect, election is over. It is time for healing.
On the next one, declare me winner or cancel election. Obi urges tribunal. Wow.
But he actually came third in the election. Many people are saying he came third. So how does he want INEC to declare him winner when even Atiku is closer to the president-elect than his?
From the allegations, from what we saw, you know, his results were kind of manipulated from what we saw on Twitter.
Okay. Moving on. No cash in banks despite CBN's 1 trillion naira in circulation claim.
Digital economy operators exempted from 5% excise duty.
But I think this cash crunch is still out there. And yesterday I heard a report from someone saying that if you want to withdraw, I think 100,000 naira now, I think it's 15,000 naira for the charge. And 50K now is 7,000 naira.
The question is this coming from the CBN or is just bank decision to do that, or even the POS operators? I really don't understand.
You know, CBN is claiming to have released 1 trillion naira back into the system. But if it is not reflecting in how people are reacting to this claim by CBN, then that means it is just, would I say, it's just mere words by the CBN governor or something. Because right there outside now, there's still cash crunch. Even I can't even remember the last time I even withdrew cash or something. Because even if you go to those POS guys, they would make sure they extort you.
You know, I've actually told myself it seems like it's time to get a POS machine because
that's the new business.
Honestly, it seems like the business is really moving well in Nigeria.
So you want to join these people to actually extort us?
On to the next one, we have Wike tackles Amechi for linking INEC chair to him.
Okay, that's all about The Nation. Moving on to The Guardian. Quickly, Buhari exempt digital economy sector from 5% exercise duty payment.
Okay, Mamu arraigned on 10-count terrorism charge, remanded in DSS custody.
Suspended collation of Abia Guba results. REC resident electoral commissioner visits Abuja. Labour Party stages protest.
2023 polls, observer group wants INEC unbundled.
All right, moving on. Obi others challenge Tinubu'S victory. Files petition. I think I saw the update yesterday, and it's even more than just the election. They are bringing the drug case and the US, money. Would I say, okay, the drug scandal? They are bringing it into.
Even when we thought the whole thing is over, a lot of people have actually moved on from the presidential election. And a lot of people have called most of the candidates names like, you can't do this. So why did you come out to do this? Stuff like that. But yeah. Seems like the battle just started. I don't know.
Wow. All right, as Sanwo-Olu says, Lagos committed to completing Red Line rail projects.
That rail line project is actually working like that.
Yeah, people are actually making use of the blue line, and I think the blue line is now open. Then the red line would actually be open very soon. All right, this day on Tinubu, physical verbal assault during the March 18 governorship and state assembly election unacceptable. Yeah, it's actually true. It's unacceptable.
Okay. On the next, we have Buhari says, I am happy Nigerians now realize their voting power.
Nigerians have realized their voting power, but the deciding power still resides with the INEC.
The INEC, yeah. Is it with the INEC?
With the elite.
I think
INEC is among the elite. Yeah, so they
because INEC can't. I don't think they can actually come up and do anything without being motivated.
But I would say motivated or influenced.
Influence. They motivate. They give them the power. They encourage them.
Like influential motivation.
That kind of thing.
You get it. All right, moving on quickly. Obi, Atiku, two others want tribunal to void Tinubu'S declaration as president-elect.
Declare me winner of presidential election, Obi tells Tribunal. Okay, still on the repetitive side. Tinubu, Shetim are not qualified to be on ballot. What?
Well, it's still to be decided by the court. Still to be decided. Okay. Yeah. On the next one we have here Daily Independent. Quickly. Atiku tackles Tinubu over call to begin healing process.
What kind of healing process is that?
Like
what's the healing about?
It is actually telling the masses, the electorate, the aggrieved parties and persons to actually, forget about politics right now, that it's time to heal and time to move on. That the winner has been declared, the deed has been done. It's the only normal thing for them to just let things be as the way it is. To just, forget about the past. Forgive and forget.
Forget about the past and pressing on to the future.
Something like that. Now,
we should try and make the future to be worth pressing on.
Oh, God.
Honestly. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wajabiamela's 6 Speedy Passage of Electoral Offences Act.
On gubernatorial and assembly polls, U.S. government worries over violent voter intimidation and suppression. And
we have here Atiku files petition challenging Tinubu's victory. So not just Obi now,
Obi, Atiku, all the candidates, they are filing petition against Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. Wow. PDP screens Ihedioha Anyanwu Diri for Imo and Bayelsa gubernatorial polls. Says Ihedioha must step down for me.
Okay. 250 lawyers asked NJC to direct courts to reject EFCC cases.
All right, quickly moving on first news page, we have Abuja Kaduna train hijack. Federal government arraigns terrorist negotiator Mamu on 10-count charge. Okay, on the next, Nigeria has decided who won, lost elections. Buhari tells U.S. ambassadors. Nigerians decide or INEC decide. Okay, moving on. Atiku. Okay, your call for reconciliation hypocritical. Atiku slams Tinubu. On the 2023 elections, protesters call for interim government, arrest of INEC chairman. Interim government. All right, on Google poll still, 30 ballot box snatching, 50 vote buying cases recorded. Code. Senate presidency, Orji's Okalu says, it's my turn. All right, still on the presidential polls, 4 weeks after Obi officially files petition to Tribunal. Tribunal gives Obi 21 days for hearing on election petition as well. Going to News Direct, straight down to the News Direct now. On the front page there, we have Ogun 2023, friends betrayed, but God gave us victory. That is coming from Governor Abia
of Ogun State.
But it was alleged, and we saw a series of pictures online where people said that Governor Abia was at some polling unit with some elements to, perpetrate some kind of things there to favor
himself,
his political bid.
On to the next one, we have Buhari celebrates Tony Elumelu at 60. Really, he's already 60.
Yeah.
You'd actually think that man is around, let's say, in his late 40s or early 50s. Wow.
Okay. Moving on Tinubu-led government lobby for seats, toughens as 10th National Assembly leadership composition tears lawmaker apart.
Amid Naira scarcity, CBN increases monetary policy rate to 18%, CRR to 32.5%.
PDP allegedly rides on blood to win House of Assembly election. That is coming from the APC.
On to the next, we will deliver red line rail before end of our first term. Sanwo-Olu reassures Lagosians.
Yeah, on the gubernatorial polls, the U.S. threatens sanction as Buhari process. All right, let's go to Nigerian Tribune. Atiku, Obi, APM, AA file petition to nullify Tinubu's victory. They're too much. All the entire party wants to, make sure they get Asiwaju Bola Tinubu out of that seat.
Okay, on to the next. We have Lawal of PDP defeats Matawale in Zamfara State.
Okay. Yeah, Buhari exempt digital economy sector from 5% exercise duty.
PDP retains power in Taraba and Rivers.
And over 250 constitutional and human rights lawyers ask NJC to direct all courts to reject EFCC cases.
You know, sometimes I feel that, which is actually true though, any state that a particular political party is leading, they don't usually want to leave power. Now the question is why? You know, they will just see, okay, this particular state, Lagos State is an APC state, Oyo State is PDP state, Ogun State is APC. You know, the thing is always like that.
Yeah.
So does it mean that there is no other political party that is worth ruling that state apart from that? Because usually we see something like, okay, let's say a particular governor finishes his tenure and then he's leaving. He will bring somebody, a successor.
Yeah, exactly.
He will bring a successor, you know, coming from his own, what's it called now?
From his own...
there's a word.
someone that will be of his own interest.
Thank you, of his own interest, you know. Instead of another person from, I don't know, like seriously, why can't a just regular person just come out and contest and actually win in Nigeria politics?
Well, you know, we've actually misappropriated two English words together, godfatherism and bringing up a successor or something. Because when we say, okay, we don't want godfatherism, and someone else, someone you actually trust, brings in someone else to say, okay, I trust this person, let this person continue. In politics, it is godfatherism. There is no two-way thing about it. But in the actual sense, at times, when we look at it emotionally, we feel like, okay, because we trust this person, then we can actually trust anybody he recommends. But in the long run, and that is how godfatherism starts. And many people have been complaining of godfatherism, you know, they say Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, something like that, that is the godfather in the southwest, particularly in Lagos State. There are some people like that too in the east, in the north, you know, as well. But we've actually mixed everything together. But we need to have a society whereby the power will belong to the people, the deciding power, not just the voting power. Because when they say the voting power is with the people, and the deciding power is not with the people, then that means there is just as saying that there is no power with the people at all. The power does not lie with the people then, because you can actually, you know, vote, then they will decide the winner. So your vote is just, you know, you're just voting for voting's sake. It's just like saying that.
Okay, I think we should look at the people that are dropping comments. Thank you so much, our viewers, for joining us this morning. We have
you can click the like button.
Yes, please keep liking, keep liking. Yeah. We have Inspire with Ella Suitable. He said, now, wow. He says, so, Tinubu, you really want thief waiting, you know, get. Nigeria is doomed. Please, may we not be doomed, please. Gladys Oyabo said, good morning to you all. Good morning,
good morning. You're always
consistent.
Good morning,
we appreciate.
Yep.
If you have the opportunity, please leave the useless country, Nigeria. That's coming from Inspire with Ella Suitable. She also said, if you're already in abroad, please don't come back. Well done, dear presenters. Thanks for keeping us abreast of events and issues happening in our country. Coming from Gladys Oyabo. Thank you. It's better than those useless country, Nigeria. Push mom. Saying mom. Good morning to us all. Good morning to you. In as much as I support good governance and acknowledge that the elections weren't free and fair, Mr. P2B, Mr. Atiku, and others shouldn't try to say that they won the election because that wasn't. Michael, you're welcome to the show this morning. He said, what about justice for those that was killed? Nigerians, you are all funny bunch move unlike nothing happened because it wasn't your family member. Wow. Fleb, you're welcome. He said, I knew it. Sanctions are loading. Okay. Push mom. Did I hear Mr. Buhari say there was election? Talk more of being the choice of Nigerians. Mr. Buhari, is this really what you promised Nigerians? Why do you people derive joy in disgracing Nigerians? Wow.
I think there should actually be justice for those that lost their lives, because about 21 people lost their lives during the elections, both the presidential and governorship elections.
Honestly, see, a lot of things has always happened in this country, Nigeria. You get, But the thing there, it seems like Nigerians forget easily. Seems like they forget easily. Okay, what happened yesterday? We saw a report whereby an APC chieftain, that's Bayo Onanuga.
Onanuga, yeah.
The ethnicity, whatever, you know,
Yeah,
he was saying he was against Igbos in Lagos State and all of that. Okay, let me get a post of him some years ago. I think that should be 5 years ago. He was in
Rwanda.
In
Kigali.
Rwanda, yes. Okay, let me read what he said. He said, I visited the genocide. Please, can you read?
Okay.
Honestly speaking, because...
He said, I just visited the genocide memorial in Kigali, Rwanda, and left deeply sober after 90 minutes of tour. I recommended it as a must-go place to ethnic champions, pastors and imam harboring hatred above their fellow human being and non-adherent of their faith. I hope they will take away, as I did, that all human beings do not in most cases have a choice about who they are in this world. Our ethnic identity is determined for us by our maker. So why do we hate a person because he's not a member of our ethnic group? Why should a Christian hate a Muslim, vice versa? Let all humanity live in love. That was 5 years ago.
That was 5 years ago. And then this same person, you know, you can remember what he said about Igbos in Lagos State, you know. And the funny thing is that in this country, but we allow ourselves to be used, like I always say. Because these people, like, when all is said and gone, they don't live here.
Yes, that's true.
Probably they don't even, okay, they might have 2 citizenship, you know, but they don't live here. Okay, now, a particular presidential candidate have left the country. You know, right?
Yeah.
He has left and he has gone back to his base somewhere in Dubai. And then there are people here killing themselves for this same person. You know, like Nigerians, we should learn to wake up. Honestly, we should actually learn to wake up.
Yeah, Nigerians should wake up from slumber, and we should stop allowing politicians to use us. I think that's just the thing there. I'm trying to look for the tweet. But actually, he actually said that Igbos should not interfere in Lagos
politics.
Lagos politics. That this 2023 should be the last time that they would be interfering. I think he shouldn't have said that, because you can't say that the 300,000 votes, over 300,000 votes that GRV galvanized. You can't say that it was only Igbos that gave it to him. It's not possible.
Is GRV an Igbo man?
He's a Yoruba guy.
He's a Yoruba guy.
So
That's
it's not as
funny.
if even during the presidential election when Peter Obi defeated Tinubu in Lagos State, would anyone say that the over 500,000 votes was being given to Peter Obi by only the Igbos in Lagos State? It's not possible.
No.
It's not been given to him by them. We have so many people that are supporting Peter Obi regardless of the ethnicity or something. I have colleagues that actually voted for him. They actually voted like they were rooting for him to be the next president. So I think on that note, he shouldn't have just come out to spew that kind of ethnic stuff like that, because he's the kind of person whereby people look up to him. And when a role model is saying some things, during this election season, I realized that so many people that we the youth will look up to, that we call our so-called, would I say, role model celebrities, you know, when they actually speak, you now understand that that blue tick on Twitter, that verification tick, doesn't mean that some people actually have it on upstairs. Like they have that blue tick upstairs as well. They can have it there, they can have the fame, they can have a very good platform. But when some people just open their mouth and speak, you just feel like, God, what is this? You just feel like, wow, so this person can actually stoop so low to say this kind of thing just because of politics. I haven't talked about the Oru that was being, in my own opinion, it was being desecrated. Because you can't mix culture and politics together. And there is this thing now that, okay, Nigerians are now neglecting their culture for the white man's culture. And the same culture that you want the youth and the coming generation to take, like they should carry it like as if it is their own. They should embrace their own culture. But on the election day, we saw a series of things happening, sacrifices in polling units. We saw Oru coming out as that to hate.
That is why, that kind of thing, that is why it will be very easy to believe that those things are fetish.
It will be very believed to say, okay, they are fake or something. Nobody would even believe them anymore. They said ladies can't even see it in Yoruba, what was it called? In Yoruba tradition. Like ladies can't see Oru. Well, it's on Twitter. It's on Twitter now. So how do you now come to me and tell me that I can't see Oru?
I said something to you where they'll be like, See, ladies can't see it probably physically, but we can see it on Twitter, you know.
So that means you've actually seen it.
No,
so,
but you didn't witness it physically, like, you didn't quite see it, probably walking on the road, eyeball to eyeball, you saw it, you know, you just like, you know, someone like me, I don't like masquerade, but I can see a movie where there is masquerade and I'll be looking at it, because I'm not fake, like, how will I put it? I'm not seeing it physically, I'm not there, you understand? It's just, it's pictorial.
Okay, moving on. Let's go on to the next one. Yeah, INEC will not bow to Oti's desperation for power. Chikam Nayo.
This is not about INEC, all right? And I don't want to speak my opinion. I just want to say things on a neutral level. This is not about INEC. This is about the people's choice. Yeah. Because if you see what happened during the governorship election in Abia State, you will believe with me that the people actually voted for Alex Oti.
They wanted him. Because
the sitting governor of Abia State, you know, what's his name again? Victor Okeze, they call him OVI. You know, he didn't, though he tried, but I wouldn't say he did his best.
He didn't do up to the
I wouldn't say he, because a lot of things, this man is from what's it called? He's from the Abba side of Abia State. Okay. And a lot of people expected much from him. Okay, since you're from this area, we believe that you at least make this place better. But then the place is no better. It's not better at all. And then you also, that's the question I asked before, why would all these sitting governors, where you are living, is already your second term in office, you're living, and then you are bringing in someone of your own interest to succeed you. Is it supposed to be that way? You allow every other person to exercise, as in to try their luck. Let me use that word. Okay. You know, because there is not just one political party in that state. There is Labour Party, there is Abga, there is APC, there is SDP, there is other political parties. So you are just holding on to, it has to be PDP. So who talk and say PDP now the ruling party for Abia State? Any party can rule.
Of course, of course. And it's not even about the party per se, because 16 years of PDP rule, Nigerians say that they've done more harm than good to the average Nigerian on the street. And now we've had 8 years of APC. There are many people are now saying that even the 8 years of APC, some people are now saying in the street, in fact, majority are saying that the 8 years have outwitted the 16 years of PDP when it comes to the negative side. Like, at least you should have just been able to sustain what your predecessor has left for you. Even if you cannot, you know, overtake it or you cannot go further, just sustain that level. Don't go below that line. So I think to some extent, it's not really about you actually bringing someone. I think you can recommend for the people, like, okay, because I've done this. Okay, let's say someone like Seyi Makinde now. That majority of people in Oyo State will agree with me that they actually voted for Seyi Makinde. They love him because he did so many things there for them.
They love him because he actually worked.
He worked.
The things he did were very visible.
Now, if he's going out of power in the next 4 years now, if he should recommend someone, he doesn't need to force the people to vote for that person. If he should recommend someone, the people would be seeing that person through the lens of Seyi Makinde. Like, if you can recommend this person, that means this person would have the same intention like him, and this person would be in line with what he has done.
Sometimes it doesn't work that way. There are people that, okay, you might be a bad person, but because you've done something bad, you'll be like, let me bring this person. He will do better than me. You know, sometimes not. You know, there are people that they're actually good, and then they bring in bad people. It doesn't really work like this person is good, so whatever comes from him is going to be good as well. I don't agree to that philosophy. It doesn't work that way most times.
It doesn't work every time.
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't work most times. Yeah, you know, but then the truth is, if the people say this is who we want, why don't you give them who they want?
And the person have actually galvanized more votes.
Yes, and the person have I don't even know when things are so obvious and it's so open that this is what it is. I don't know why the political system of Nigeria, they tend to sweep everything around. Why? You know, I keep asking that question because it beats my imagination. I tend not to understand at all.
Okay. It's my turn. Emilio Kon, Odius Okalu has declared for Senate presidency.
See, before you use that word, is my turn, you should also be like, I don't understand. Because a particular candidate...
You know, the last person that used that word has won the election now. Does it mean that he will actually win his own team?
The person that used that word won the election. He has people. He has trained people.
Yeah.
You understand? He executed visible projects.
Yeah.
You understand? And you are using that word. You know, there's something I always say. You know, where I'm coming from.
He actually said one of the reasons why I push a vote for him is that he has not changed his phone since the past, would I say, more than 10 years plus.
Mind you, this same person was once a governor of where I'm coming from.
But he didn't change his phone.
Remember the phone was stolen sometime? Someone stole the phone and...
So that means they returned the phone and he kept on using it.
I don't know.
You know, there is nothing politicians can't tell you when it comes to you voting them.
But
when it comes to
the Senate seat, is it by voting? I think it's by appointment, isn't it?
I think it's by appointment. So to some extent, I actually think that the president-elect might want to zone it to the southeast, just to carry everybody along. So it will be like, okay, he's from the southwest, the vice president is from the north, then the number 3 citizen of Nigeria would be from the southeast, just like an all-inclusive government or something. So it might be between Dave Umahi and Ojus Okalu.
Dave Umahi, speaking about Dave Umahi, like, the man might not really be pure, but he's not a bad person. He actually has worked in Ebonyi State. Yeah, it's obvious he has actually worked there.
Actually went to Ebonyi. I was in Ebonyi State last year, and I was in Abakaliki. See, well, I would say he has worked there, because even when you are at Abakaliki in the night, there's this. He really did a lot of wonders there, whereby, you know, the light, everything, the road, the network. It was a good experience, though. All right, moving on. Do we have a comment?
Yes, we have comments here. We have Peter Olu. He said, "Me, come back to Nigeria. God forbid." You can't run away from your share.
You know, Nigeria is our motherland. We should not.
Why would they always say motherland? Okay, fine. Let me talk about this.
Okay.
Now, what did you say now?
Motherland.
Nigeria is our motherland. Why don't you say fatherland? Why don't you say fatherland?
Sorry, Nigeria is our fatherland.
Have you ever seen?
Nigeria is our fatherland.
See, this country is a motherland, so it will not be bad if we have a lot of mothers or women, you know, holding political position. It won't be bad. Just like what happened in Adamawa State. You know, even though the votes, like, as it was counted, she was leading at some point, and then a particular local government held the whole thing down. And I keep wondering, I don't know how many polling units that local governments would have.
But you know, if we're talking about women inclusion right now, the system that would bring these women into power, is it pure? So we are not really talking about those women coming in, because just look at someone like Dizani Madueke.
Why are you always pointing at that? There are other women.
I know there are other women.
There is Obieze Ekwesili. She's not that bad.
I understand.
There is Doye Akunyili.
There's Dora Akunyili.
May her soul rest in peace.
Yeah, amen.
And then there is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala.
Of course.
These are people that have carved a name for themselves and also for this country.
I understand.
So don't just pick on that.
See, we have to look at the good and the bad. Now, the system bringing them into power, is it a very clean system like that? Is it not as if maybe they handpicked them, or the person who put them in power will feel like, okay, this woman will be able to protect my own personal interest to bring them into power?
It doesn't have to be about it. It should be the interest of Nigerians.
But we all
it
know.
Has nothing to do with personal, as it's not personal in any way. It has to be Nigerians.
But nowadays, politicians actually put people in power to protect their own interest.
And I think that is where we need to scrap all those things, because it's setting us backward. Look at a country like Ghana. Look at Ghana. Ghana is doing better. Do I even say way better? Than us.
And there was a time when we actually sent them away. That was when the Ghana must go bag started then.
Look at Ghana. Imagine, okay.
People are not going to Ghana to school now.
Like Benin Republic. You know, I actually have a couple of friends that schooled in Benin Republic. There's nothing like strike. And education is 3 years.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
High institution, 3 years, you are done. But here, in our beloved country, Nigeria.
In our fatherland. Maybe I'll look for my motherland soon.
Honestly, like, even the 4 years, okay, you have a 4 years course to do, you end up spending 5 to 6 years, and then you have 5 years, you see yourself graduating, but after 7 years, imagine your age, and when you finish school, you'll now be looking like, God, I beg you.
And by the time you start looking for work, they said they want 4 years experience. When you have used like 9 years in school. In
school, and they are not looking for 4 years. No, those things are, a graduate to finish school, they will not give you age limits. They will say if you're more than 25, there's no job for you in the bank. I'm like, do you know when this person must have entered school?
Oh God.
I remember when I was in secondary school then, because I finished secondary school, I wanted to enter higher institution immediately. Then I say, say my age never reach. You know, imagine that kind of thing. You have to be up to 16 years for you to earn admission. And then, like, you're not up to 16, so what are you rushing into school to do? Mind you, when you now start writing JAMB at 16, probably you might not even be favored to sit once.
You write it like 3 times.
You know, you write
like 3 years.
16, you now be like, okay, after 19 years, you now in admission. And then the whole process will take a while. Then you now in admission probably at 19 towards 20.
Yeah.
Then before you graduate, they strike the whole thing. I remember my school, then our strike started with 3 months.
Wow.
From 3 months, they extended it to 90 days. So the 90 days is 3 months, right? Then from there, like, what is going on? Then students will start at their own wala. They will increase school fees. They will increase this and that. People will protest. Students will protest. Before you know it, you've spent 7 years in school.
Wow.
Then you come out, they will not tell you, if you're not 25, you cannot get a bank job. I'm like, in this country, sure we're okay, Nia. Are you okay?
You know, this country, you know, it's our fatherland, but very soon, I personally
Nigeria is our motherland.
Is it motherland?
It's motherland.
No, motherland is supposed to reach like this. Mothers are, they are caring,
now
they
you
are
believe.
tender, they are soft.
Now you believe.
No, this is our fatherland.
It's motherland,
so we have to
actually.
look for our motherland.
Do you know why it's motherland? Because it's carrying a lot of things.
See,
you know, it's only a woman that cannot show.
If you can remember the lines of the national anthem, they said, to serve our father's land.
It's not father's land.
It is not, wait, to serve our fatherland. It is not mother's land. And I know mother's land will be very, very soft than this one. That will be like cruise. Mothers are caring, they are gentle. So this fatherland, say, as well, I'll go and look for my mother's land. Maybe my mother's land is US or UK or Canada.
Okay, let's look at the comments we have here. We have Pet Olu. He said, 22 years now in Germany. I never for once witnessed darkness. 247 electricity. Are we going to get to that point in our country, Nigeria, whereby you cannot say up Nepal?
Yes,
you know?
we are going to get to that level.
Hallelujah.
When everybody has solar in their house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. All right, we have the next one. Sunday, Ihunyere said, Yoruba people should not worry very soon. They will look for Igbos.
Yeah, Igbo should not go, I beg you, especially the Igbo ladies.
Okay, moving on, we have well done, lady and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate. God will. Please, I'm sorry, I don't really get the writing there. Okay, Pushman said, for me, INEC should be jailed and bring back the money we Nigerians gave him. Even if anyone refused to bring back the money, me as a person, I will need my own money. People, they para. You know, Simi said something. He said, I pointed out that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
300 billion naira, no be choice, no be small money. It would have been better that he used that money to build hospitals, schools, social amenities, you know, things that will be visible. Then just tell us, Olamide,
you'll be the president.
You'll be the next president.
You'll be the Lagos State governor.
Gladys, you'll be his VP. I will not be your VP.
Why won't you be my
Because you give me a headache. You will not allow me to talk.
Yeah, it's normal for presidents to give VP a headache now.
Wow.
Yeah.
No wonder our country is like this. Are you supposed to be the headache, or are you supposed to cure the headache?
And I'll give you the antidote too.
Okay. Moving on feedback we got. We have Andrew says, people don't remember that Ghana sent Nigerians away in the 60s before we sent them away in 80s. Wow.
They sent us
away.
We now send them away back.
Wow. Remarkable. My guy, forget that father or mother land. Nothing to boast of.
No, Nigeria is our fatherland. I'll get to my motherland very soon. I know mothers know the yard like this.
Mr. Petolu said you should forget that. I don't know why you're still hammering on it. Forget that.
I have to look for my motherland. No.
Okay, Push Mom, both Oji and Dave are selfish. Ooh. For me, both have no good image. Oji brought Abians to where they are. Dave, who awards contract and approved it himself. So who checks all he did? Yeah, I think I heard that. He awards contracts and he approves it. The man is an engineer.
Yes, I know.
He's an engineer. So he will award a contract and...
You know, as an engineer, you need to look at the contract strategically.
No, he doesn't want stories. All these stories like I gave you contract, you not do it. So make I do him.
Exactly,
I want run him. You know, I think that's what he does.
Yeah.
To just be at the forefront of the whole thing. The man doesn't want stories at all.
Yeah, you can click on the like button. Please click on the like button to do it for the channel. All right. Do we still have?
Yeah, we have Mr. Elochukwu. He said, well, on election in Afro Media is estate when they chase Igbo people out of polling units. One of my brother was talking to me then that we are one. And I told him that you take them as one, but they never. Rosemary, Igbos are most successful people in the country I live. They have business everywhere.
Okay.
Igbos are successful, actually.
Yes.
You know, there's something you usually say. Any country you go, you don't see an Igbo man. Just carry your bag, they go. Because that place is not productive.
Anywhere you go that you don't see Nigerian, to be precise.
An Igbo man.
Nigerian, they India,
Anywhere you
China,
go, you don't see an Igbo man.
Even Finland.
They go.
Even Iceland.
Anywhere you go, you don't see an Igbo man. Jackback or what? Because nothing. In fact, I don't even know. I think Igbos, they can even succeed in the desert. A place you think that nothing will come and they will just turn that place to something else.
They will be selling sand.
They sell sand. What do you use to build houses? You use sand, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, they can actually use tipper and they carry the whole thing and come out. You know, Igbos, I don't know the kind of people
they are entrepreneurial wise or something. All right, moving on to the next one. I would be inviting Mr. Christian Chukwu, our in-house analyst, to shed more light on the court cases and the petition by Mr. Peter Obi against the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. We'll be bringing Mr. Christian in now. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
Yes, Mr. Christian will be coming after the short break.
Stay tuned.
Nigeria, my fatherland. When I was a little boy, we used to sing, "Our rights so compare Troy's." Every tribe and every tongue, we used to live in peace and harmony. Oh, 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 oh. With one voice, with one love, with one strength, we used to live. Nigeria, giants of Africa. I remember the north and south, the east and west, we used to live in unity. Oh, 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 oh. But suddenly, we start to live in this unity. Nigeria, why? We can live without fighting. We can live with...
All right, guys, welcome back to the program. So we have Christian Chukwu, our in-house analyst, on the phone. He'll be speaking to us on the tribunal cases. Good morning, Mr. Christian Chukwu.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Mr. Christian Chukwu, hope you are okay this morning.
Yeah. We thank God. We thank God. Thank God. Interesting times in the country.
You had a good night rest, right? Mosquito did not disturb you because it rained yesterday in Nigeria, in Lagos.
All right, Mr.
In
Christian.
Lagos, yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, Peter Obi has filed a petition challenging Tinubu's victory as it demands fresh election. What do you have to say about that?
Okay, I took pain to go through the petition. Many were expecting that it was going to talk about ballot box snatching. It was going to talk about vote buying and the Electoral Act, whereby INEC was not in that position, did not fulfill their promise of transmitting the results from the polling units. We thought that was what he was going to file, but it took a different dimension, and I think this is going to be very interesting at the courts. He talked about the Chicago University case. He talked about the drug case, I know Section 137 of the Constitution applies that for you to be qualified to be a president, you must not be involved in any dishonesty or fraud. That is subsection D of the 1999 Constitution, Section 137, subsection D of the 1999 Constitution. It says that or any offense involving dishonesty or fraud. So he through the back wants to disqualify Bola Ahmed Tinubu from contesting. He also asks that the court declare him the winner. And see, the case is very interesting. I want everybody to understand it. It seems now on social media, everybody is now a senior advocate of Nigeria, a legal practitioner, because everyone now wants to study the law, and it's becoming interesting. Mm-hmm. So I was surprised that nothing like INEC compromise of the electoral law, nothing like voter suppression, nothing like vote buying in that case. Already, I knew that if they had filed the litigation on vote buying, voter suppression, manipulation of the results, they will have quashed it. The High Court will have quashed it because it is INEC, and it's INEC that has the right to transmit results. It is in their own right. So the Constitution does not stop them. They are independent, so they have the right to transmit results, whether electronically or manually. It's also provided in the Electoral Act that there can be manual announcement of results. So they had to go through the back door, despite the fact that the Beavers inspection didn't go out as planned. They had only 2 states instead of 36 states, and also they were asking for 9 states because of the short time they had, but they gave them 2 states. So it is interesting to know that this petition is going to validate a lot of things. The judiciary is on trial. The Nigerian judiciary is on trial. So let them tell us. Let's know for real and for once whether the certificate of Bola Ahmed Tinubu is real. Number 2, whether he was convicted or indicted in a drug case. And number 3, if all these were to be true, why didn't the INEC disqualify him? Because according to the section 137 of the 1999 Constitution, it said that isn't any competent court on law or tribunal in Nigeria a sentence of imprisonment or fine, or for any offense involving dishonesty or fraud by whatever name called, or for any other offense imposed on him by any court or tribunal. Okay, and the United States and the DEA will be coming to the courts or will be witnesses in the courts. Some people are saying that if they can bribe the Nigerian justice system, can they bribe the United States or the DEA or international community? Now, this case is become a topical issue in the world. Imagine you saying that, I'm not saying that Bola Tinubu is guilty, but imagine if your president has been indicted as a drug baron. How do you look at it? So it's a very interesting case. We never expected it was coming from this angle. We thought they were going to the elections. Beavers, they didn't allow us to take it to inspect the Beavers. They didn't allow people to vote. They were ballot box snatching. But he didn't do that. So that is what. If you look at the section 137 from A, B, C, D, E, I think it is a ballistic missile on the Nigerian judicial system. Look at, if you just have to take out time to read it out. So now, people are asking the questions. This judgment will tell us the answers. Tinubu's school, his certificate, what was his deal in the United States, the drug deal. It is going to tell us. Nobody will ask any question again after this judgment by this litigation in the courts. So we'll all be clear. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, that's a good one. So let's take a look at what a former governor of Abia State said. He said, Emilokon, it's my turn to be Senate President. What do you have to say?
Okay, that is Ojus Okalu.
Yeah.
He won his Senate seat, Abia North. Ojus Okalu is an Easterner, so the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, the plans so far, they are looking at giving an instant a senatorial position or SGF, Secretary General of the Federation. So he is he's playing politics, he's a politician, so he needs to position himself for that. So he's saying it is his turn, that is the turn of the Southeast. Now, the Southwest has the presidency, the North has the vice presidency, the Senate should go to the South. So he's saying a Miloko. Well, that's the politics being played in Nigeria. So I think it is the turn of the Southeast if Bola Ahmed Tinubu is being sworn in as president.
Okay, up to this time, there is no there's no declaration coming from INEC concerning the Abia State governorship election. And then there is a protest going on. And also Governor, you saw that governor now? Okay, let's just Abia State for now. What do you have to say about that?
We have both Abia State and Enugu State.
Yes,
not
Enugu,
only. Imagine they took the results from Abia to Abuja. Why Kaduna that has 44 local governments? In between how many hours they declared it? Abia that has 17 local governments. They cannot declare just that result. And Obingwa is the point of call whereby that's going to make difference. I believe there is a plan to look at other local governments and try as much as they can to declare the PDP candidate winner in that state. You see, INEC has been adjudged to be a criminal enterprise. People are saying that it is a criminal organization whereby for the past 10 years, INEC chairmen if you have a reputation and you become an INEC chairman, your reputation is likely to be destroyed. So imagine what an ordinary school sat leaver would do. A professor who studied in MIT, who studied at Harvard, they cannot declare ordinary results that have been conducted and looking for technicalities. Nigerian technicalities. They look for technicalities to disqualify one or two or three persons. The same thing, APC in Kano is rejecting the result of the NPP candidate. See, it's about the incumbent winning at all costs. Winning at all costs with whatever device. If it's by bribery, if it's by corruption, if it's by ballot snatching, if it's by voter suppression, if it's by all sort of malpractice. That is what they are trying to do. I heard that the governor is off to Abuja. So the governor, that is Okezie-Ikpeazu, that is Abia governor. And also Alex Otti, that is the Labour Party candidate, is also off to Abuja. CSOs groups are telling INEC to declare. I don't think I'm short of words. INEC at this point in time, I don't think they will have any reputation to come by in the next 50 years.
All right, Mr. Christian Chukwu, thank you very much for your comment.
Yeah. It is Nigeria is our motherland.
Nigeria is our motherland.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
that means maybe we should look for our fatherland. Okay.
No, for the motherland, there was a father before the mother.
Oh my goodness.
The father fathered the mother.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr.
Christian. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Do have a lovely day.
Thank you.
So from what Mr. Christian Chukwu said now, I think the lawsuit took everybody by surprise. We were thinking they would actually file the lawsuit, against, the beavers, transmission of results, vote buying,
personally, I knew that there was something, how should I use the word extraordinary? Because it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
There was something extraordinary about what P2B was up to. When he appeared on Arise TV, when Erifai asked him a question, he said, "We are not asking INEC to nullify the winner. We are only asking them, show us how you arrived at the result that made you declare so person as the president-elect. That is what we are asking for, not for you to cancel the election." I was like, this man, there is something about the way he talks, and then this whole thing, like Christian said, is making everybody's eyes to be wide open. Even you seated here, I will believe that you want to know what is this whole thing about?
Of
Because
course.
I'm interested.
Everyone wants to know.
I even want to know about the constitution right now.
Now
What is
everybody's
going on?
downloading the Nigerian constitution app.
Even when we did not even care. You know, that's why, and I believe what a particular person said in Nigeria. He said that P2B opened everybody's eyes to what is happening in the Nigerian politics. Because ordinarily or before now, we don't care. You win, you know win none, you know consign me. In fact, people will not even vote. They'll be in their houses.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they will not see results. So person have won, they'll be like, ah, now their way. But this time around, everybody got involved. Even when the results were being done somehow, just like what is happening in Abia State now and Enugu, because you can't come out at the end of the day and say that it was people's choice after holding on the result for how many days?
Since Saturday.
Since on Saturday. And Abia State, mind you, is just 17 local governments. 17 that could have been announced in the eve of the election. You know, and then you're holding on to it since on Saturday. This is Wednesday. This is about how many days now? And then you now come out to say the people voted them. It was the will of the people. It was their choice and all of that. So if it was actually the people's choice, why didn't you announce the result as at when due?
All right, moving on. Let's take a look at the video where Daniel Bwala, a spokesperson for Atiku, he revealed some kind of things, some information about the G5 governors, the winners and the losers of the G5 saga. Let's take a look at the video.
Yeah.
All right, so do we have the video? So that's the video whereby the G5 governors, Seyi Makinde,
let me tell
Governor
you the
Nyesom
story
Wike and the likes.
Yeah, he actually did analyze the
G5.
whole thing. I believe
So
that
the
is
tale
coming
of
from
the
his
G5,
own
a
opinion.
From his
campaign that
own
Yeah,
kickstarted
because everybody will have one or
with
two
a
things to also
preconceived
say.
notion
But
that it was a campaign for the
think we need to
emergence
see
of the
what-
southern candidate. But specifically, they all agreed they were going to support Peter Obi. In fact, they had a meeting with General Obasanjo in London. So the journey started. They traveled around the world. They entertained Nigerians. They were all over the media. They changed uniforms and clothing and make journeys and cover the news. Hello, my people. Let me tell you the story of the tale of the G5. So the tale of the G5, a campaign that kickstarted with a preconceived notion that it was a campaign for the emergence of a southern candidate. But specifically, they all agreed they were going to support Peter Obi. In fact, they had a meeting with General Obasanjo in London. So the journey started. They traveled around the world. They entertained Nigerians. They were all over the media. They changed uniforms and clothing and make journeys and cover the news. Fast forward, they didn't know that Wike and Makinde had a deeper plan. They planned to support Tinubu. They all thought they were going to support Peter Obi. So the elections came. Wike did everything he can to deliver votes against all odds to deliver votes for Tinubu. Makinde did the same. But the other 3G5 who were misled into believing that they were supporting Peter Obi, what happened? They all lost their Senate bid while they were supporting Peter Obi. They lost their Senate bid. Then you came to governorship. Now those who lost their Senate bid also have people they want to succeed them. Now, Governor Wike did everything he can to deliver Fubara. Makinde did everything he can. These are the Tinubu faction of the G5. They delivered what they had to deliver. And then what about the obedient faction of the G5? Now, Enugu and Abia, they are struggling their lives out in the governorship election. As for Otom, well, he lost too. He lost his Senate bid. He lost his governorship candidate. This is the tale of the story. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is don't allow anybody to use you. Use you in the name of a movement or use in the name of agitation. You have to reflect deep and know whether you are being used, whether the person has a wider interest. I'm sure there is a lot to learn, especially by the obedient faction of the G5. It's a big lesson to learn. This same lesson extends to Peter Obi. Peter Obi, every one of the obedient rallied around and they gave him vote. He made the name. He didn't win the election. When the governorship came, where was Peter Obi? Nowhere to be found in Nigeria. Not a single state delivered obedient for governorship. If you were to apply the force and the vote of the presidential and the governorship, Labour Party would have won more than 4 to 5 states in Nigeria. What is the moral of the story? Peter Obi also used them for his presidential bid. He didn't even believe in anybody other than himself. These two scenarios are scenarios by people who have not learned lesson in politics. The lesson to be learned in politics is politics about collaboration, politics about meeting people, politics about opening your heart, politics about looking at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture always is not about winning the battle, but it's about winning the war. There are lots of lessons to learn, all delivered by the tail of the G5.
All right, so from what he said, the lessons he, in his own opinion, that he learned from the G5 governors was that even while they were agitating for a particular cause, I think it was just a decoy by the leader of the group, Governor Nyesom Wike. He was tilting. I knew it all along that I actually calculated his chances. Like, if he supports Atiku, what does he stand to gain? If he supports Peter Obi and Tinubu, what does he stand to gain? And I realized that he had to gain so many things more from supporting Tinubu than supporting both Atiku and Peter Obi. And that was where actually tilted to us. But he was saying that he was going to support Peter Obi. He didn't really say it openly, but he was showing the kind of body language. And the G5 governors actually, they met and they decided that they would be supporting Peter Obi. But along the line, they had ulterior motives. And some people, the tsunami took them away, completely. But people like Wike, he delivered the state for APC, even while being in the PDP. And he also has delivered his governor as well now. And Seyi Makinde has retained his seat. I think it's just about the other three governors not really, they what would I call it? They got caught in the web of the political shenanigans, and they didn't really understand the politics of the thing. They didn't know where these people were heading to and what was in their mind. So I think to some extent, for any agitation or anything, someone should just be ahead of that person. There should be a particular thing motivating that person that is pushing you to say, okay, let's go and agitate for this thing. Look at yourself first. What do I stand to gain from this agitation? What if this person has ulterior motives? What if the person we are agitating against? What if this person pushing me and that person, they are in accord and they are trying to, bring me down or push me out completely? So I think, in politics, you just have to think ahead, like 10 steps ahead of the person you are dealing with.
All right, please, our viewers, you can call in at this point. We have a phone number displayed on your screen for you to call in to air your own opinion. Everybody have the right to their opinion.
Exactly.
Like this man, is his opinion that he just laid out there. But
yeah, we have a caller.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
my name is Samuel. I'm calling from London in the United Kingdom.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Samuel, you're welcome to the show.
Yeah, I just want to contribute to that video by Wala on the G5.
All right.
I think I will a little bit disagree with some of his analysis about the G5. You see, what people don't understand that Peter Obi has brought to Nigeria is a politics where you mobilize people based on your competence. If you look at Peter Obi, he joined the Labour Party less than a year.
Yeah.
And he became the candidate of the party. And people believed in him. That was why the obedient movement came about. And I want to personally believe, even though I'm not in Nigeria, I want to believe that obedient movement was a movement that the youth came together and saw hope in Peter Obi. So if Peter Obi was even in a new party that is not even known in Nigeria, I'm still saying, getting that number of votes he got. So the issue of Peter Obi not delivering in the governorship election, I think people are really not getting what that man is all about. Because Peter Obi has said he's coming to deliver Nigeria. He didn't say he's coming to deliver his state. So I see no reason why people should be complaining that the Labour Party have not done well in the governorship election. Because it is obvious that Peter Obi wasn't contested to become a governor of a state. And people should win election based on their competence, what they have to have, not necessarily because of the party they belong to. As much as people are tired of APC in Nigeria, I think there are some states that APC is still doing their best. The anger was APC at the federal level. The candidate the party presented, coupled with a lot of issue with this Muslim ticket, the competence and the capacity of the APC candidate. I'm sure if the APC has presented Yemi Osinbajo as their candidate, people that voted for Peter Obi today might have even voted for Osinbajo, not necessarily because he's an APC member, but because they might believe in his, in his capacity. So I disagree a little bit with Gwala. And out of the G5 governor, the only governor I'm going to praise is Seyi Makinde, even though he did support Peter Obi. I think Seyi Makinde has been able to bring this kind of politics in Nigeria where you don't have to use intimidation, you don't have to suppress people to vote for you. If you have done enough, people will return you back. Government, though he supported Tinubu, which I understand why he did that. It's his personal choice. He can't force, can't decide to vote for Atiku, even though they belong to the same party. But I think Seyi Makinde has been able to, to bring this point. Because if you see the governorship election in your state, I don't think people will be intimidated, people will be coerced, people will be suppressed, like what we saw in Lagos. So out of the G5, the only governor I'm going to praise is Seyi Makinde. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Honestly, I think I understand what Mr. Samuel is saying. Seyi Makinde, he didn't use. There was no intimidation. There was no harassment. People voted for him because he has actually he did well in his first tenure. I also remember during the NSAS, because most of this grievance that the youth carried came, or do I say emanated from the NSAS?
Yes.
You understand? Because a lot of people were like, okay, you did this to us during the NSAS, so because of this single act, we're not going to vote you again. Remember in your state, Seyi Makinde was even with the youth at some point.
Yes.
He came out to protest alongside with them. And then that kind of person who acted that way, tell me why the people won't vote him back to power, because they will feel like, oh, this man is with us. He understands the way we feel. You understand? That's where the emotions comes to play.
Yeah.
He understands the emotions. He understands their language. Unlike some other states whereby they are even saying A, they are showing you how they are feeling. They are showing you how this is affecting them. You are ignoring them.
We have another caller.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Hello,
morning,
good morning,
Mr. Samson.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Yeah, good morning.
You're welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
What are we discussing this morning?
All right. The G5 governor, a spokesperson of Atiku, Daniel Bwala, he said that both Wike and Makinde actually deceived the other three governors into, buying into the idea of actually, not voting for Atiku. But the two people, Wike and Makinde, they actually had ulterior motive. They supported Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, and they also retained their positions as well. So he said that Peter Obi as well deceived those two governors by amassing their support to just, get publicity or something.
All right, so Bwala is trying to be a conspirator. I believe he's trying also to be a devil's advocate. The 5 governors, they were all for the South. Now, they had a choice to either pick Obi or Tinubu. Now, nevertheless, they all had their own respective electoral value in their respective states. Aside that, we also need to look at their performance individually, what they have done to their state. Among those G5s, the best governors amongst them happens to be Wike and Seyi Makinde. Right? In that election that we just finished now, the two things that gave them leverage to actually perform, to have things go their way, was because of their performance. Take for instance, Wike did exceptionally well in Lagos State. Look at Seyi Makinde, he did exceptionally well as well in our state. Now let's go back to the remaining 3. Benue, look at what Otom did. Terrible. Then let us look at Ikpeazu, who is actually what is presenting Domino's as an achievement. Now look at Wine in Enugu. What does he have to show for? All right. So at the national level, the Wike and Chema, they were able to support the southern president. All right. They never came out and said they were going to support Wike. They said they were going to support the southern presidency. Are we now going to deny that Tinubu is a southern presidency? Or is it only Wike that is from the southern part of Nigeria? So Ebola is only trying to throw in confusion into that camp for that. Doesn't even want them to have any reason to reconcile after this election. After you all might have gone to the national election, you are now to return home, present your scorecard as a governor. What did Ikpeazu, what did Iguanyi, what did they present to their people? Nothing. Wike is still commissioning projects till tomorrow. Seyi Makinde did exceptionally well. Alright, so for that, Wala has nothing tangible to say. He's just there, just making unnecessary noise. Okay? Now, I heard someone talking about Sanwo-Olu. In Nigeria, no governor has done as far as Sanwo-Olu has done. And that's the fact. Take away the 2 years COVID-19 stole away. This man has been able to touch critical infrastructures. I don't know if they have been to Ikeja. I don't know if they have been to Yanoba. I don't know if they have gone to Marina to see the Blue Rail line. I'm not sure if they have gone to the waterway. I'm not sure if they have been to those sports centers. I'm not sure they have been to Ikodu. Now, our youth in Lagos are allowing the emotions to override their logical reasoning. Okay, democracy is a leveler. Democracy is a system of government whereby your reasoning sometimes will become, intangible. Because in democracy, the aspirant can easily manipulate people through emotions. All right? The NSAS advocates, all they needed to do was to keep on reposting what happened 3 years ago. The NSAS issue was the problem from the youth, from the government, from the presidency. We were all responsible for it. Sanwo-Olu was the first governor to protest with the youth, along with the youth. He was the first governor to approach Buhari for all the 5 agendas. He presented it to them. He did everything needed to do. He begged those guys, okay, your request has been submitted. You guys now please evacuate. They said no. Then it now got to something else. They now escalated the issue from NSAS, they now started doing some other things. And for that, the government called for an intervention. Now, the military did something wrong. Are the military being questioned? No. We need to always, check how everything was actually, how everything occurred. As a discerning, as a youth that thinks, let us ask ourselves the question that how did it start? What was the initial, what was the attention Sanwo-Olu gave? But at the end of the day, because of all the performances, everybody just said he was not performing. Even a Seyi Makinde, who is so loved in Oyo State, did not perform as well as Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State. But because of that, some NSAS of the thing, everybody just said Sanwo-Olu is the worst thing to ever happen to Nigeria, unfortunately. Now, look at what is happening in Enugu State. Look at what is happening in Abia State. In Abia State or in Enugu State, they are saying that they want PDP must win because the candidate is from a local government that has never emerged as a governorship candidate before. Look at that internal fighting. Look at you just imagine the level of feedback, the level of, I call it tribalism, or I don't get it. So find stuff and all that. We are so fixated in the Lagos, yes, rather than even other states, unfortunately. So Obi has gone to the court, all well and good. His petitions are there. There'll be a response. It's going to be a fun to watch. I just hope that the court of the law of the court of the land will give us something reasonable. And after the judgment has been made, I want to beseech all the youth of the Nigeria that if it doesn't go your way, this is democracy. You cannot always have it your way. All right? So, and the majority are not the ones crying that Obi did not win. You must give account of the North. The Northerners are there. It was the Northerners that gave whoever that won that presidency the vote. The Northerners gave Tinubu 5 point something million. All right? So we must always put into account the North. When people are saying that the majority, who are the majority? Is it those who are on Twitter that are just shouting? The majority that those are in the North. Have you been to the North yourself? Go and take the survey of those in the North. Have you been there to go confirm from them? So Twitter does not tell us, does not dictate the majority. Right? So we must be careful on how we propagate all these falsehoods, trying to bring the country into chaos. I hope this country will be able to cut through this. I hope we kill this and we end up in peace. We will not end up in pieces. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Sampson. We appreciate your call this morning. Thank you for your contribution. All right, at this point, we'll take just one more call, and that'll be all for the day.
Well, let's take a look at the comments we have.
Okay. Honestly, people are actually responding to this Buala comment, honestly. Someone said, Buala, are you not an outcast now? Gladys Oyabo said, all those who plunged into these nightmares should wait for their reward. Law of karma is real.
Yeah, we have
a
caller.
caller.
We have a
Thank
caller.
you.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Good
Sorry,
morning, ma. You're welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. So let's have your contribution, ma'am.
Okay. I've actually stayed on to watch your program this morning, right from when you started. The question is this: most people in the diaspora, they are very worried, particularly about the number of persons killed in the name of election. Those who actually went to exercise their right and they got killed. What is the government doing about it? Apart from the court to make sure that things are done properly, why must we kill in the name of election? All these are our leaders. They have their children, they have their family. How many of their family members have been killed? Nigerians need to be wise up, get to learn that election is not a do or die affair. God is the only one who can make leaders. Even if you're not a leader and you decide to take up mantle of leadership, if you're not meant to be there, you see what will happen to you. We should think of what happened in the past in various countries of the world, where leaders who have ruled for years and they stayed on. When the people got fed up, what happened to those leaders? I remember the case of a leader that the president then and his wife, they were killed despite the fact that they ruled the country for several years. What happened at last during the revolution? What we see building up now in Nigeria, if we don't take time, it's only God Almighty that knows where we all end. But we pray that God should intervene and make sure that things are sorted. People here in Abia, people are really worried because of the kind of news we're hearing from home. May God Almighty have mercy upon us. Thank you for the great job you guys are doing. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We appreciate your contribution this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ma'am.
All right, moving away from politics now. The prophet Odumeje made a prediction for himself or something. Prophecy, he said he would be leaving the world very soon.
He said his time is up. It's time for him to join his ancestors.
Well, just like Prophet T.B. Joshua, he actually predicted his own then. He prophesied it then it came to pass.
But it wasn't like this.
It wasn't like this. He didn't say directly like, this is my time to leave or something. Just like Jesus said then, according to the scripture, that if he doesn't go, the comforter will not come or something.
I don't understand. Where is that coming from?
Okay, you're shocked, Abby. All right. This is where we draw the curtains for the program today.
See, that Odumeje statement, I really wish we can actually a little bit. Like, you are a man of God, and you're coming out to say that you will soon die. You know, this statement of Odumeje have actually generated mixed reactions from people.
Yeah.
You understand? Because it's my time to go. I will soon die, Prophet Odumeje. I have told my son to take care of the family.
Okay.
And the question is, how old is the boy? He's just a small lad who is not even up to 15.
And there is this saying by, many preachers that, that when it's not your time, they will always pray a kind of prayer that you won't die before your time. You won't die before your time. He says his own time. And many people believe that old age is the right time. Whereas you can actually go anytime. When God says this is your time, then you're going.
Well, you know that before now, there have been speculations that this man, his powers and everything are not real.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that has been...
Like the Ndaboski stuff.
Yes, a lot of people have said that. I've seen some comments on social media, from the way he performs miracles and the way he heals people and a lot of things he does. People have actually condemned, most people have condemned some things that he does, you understand? But then now the question is, coming out to say you will soon die. Coming out to say you will soon die. Like, I don't know, that actually sounded somehow to me. Okay, I understand that he's a man of God and probably he has seen the end of his calling and stuff like that. But what does that communicate?
Well, if he's saying that he will soon die, and if God has accepted it, who am I to say he should not go? It is well with this. So, all right, let's move on. Let's check. Let's take a look at our comments.
Yes, we'll only review the last comments we have here. Charles said they are trying to crush Peter Obi and his obedience down from all this party game in Nigeria. The comment of the PDP guy is a clear demonstration of stage play, which include the rigging by INEC at all levels.
All right, that's all for today. This is where we draw the curtains on the program now. Thank you all. You can also keep clicking on the like button. Keep liking the program. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for always being part of us. Mr. Samuel from the UK, Mr. Samson from Lagos here, Miss Gladys Oyabo. Thank you all for joining us on the program. Thank you. So you can do well to as well join Christian Chukwu on the next program.
Bystanders at Newsstand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, our people. Thanks for always being part of the show. And for those that called in, we appreciate. And everyone that dropped their comments and everyone that clicked on the like button. Thank you so much. Till we meet you same time tomorrow. I am Gladys Aloze.
Yeah, we'll still come back to give you news updates about recent happening as well. I'm Olajide Taufik Olamide. Till we'll see you again tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program, Lagos This Morning. Do have a lovely day ahead and bye for now.
Enjoy your day.
Naira, Esamba Seko.